I'm talking about when Taliban took over in 96. I'm talking about that period, when from 96 to 2001, so they were not a creation of Pakistan. Pakistan actually was backing Gulbuddin Hekmatyar. He was the faction Pakistan was backing against Ahmad Shah Massoud.
Another extremist, another Islamic extremist.
Well, all the Mujahideen were religious, fighting in the name of religion. They were doing jihad. So they were all Mujahideen. They weren't secular people who were still fighting the Soviets. But all I'm saying is that when we backed one faction, in my opinion, we made a huge mistake, because we should not have interfered. We should have just, whatever government the Afghans wanted, we should have backed them. So when you back one faction, the other turns against you. So in my opinion, it was a mistake. Pakistan made a mistake. But Taliban came out of nowhere at that time. Yeah, I'm talking about 96. John, this is just not true. First of all, you must understand that Afghanistan has a history. Afghanistan has resisted invaders throughout their history. I mean, you would know the British in 1842 when they invaded Afghanistan. Initially, it's a country which is easily invaded, but then starts the resistance, and slowly it grows. It happened against the British. Exactly the same thing happened against the Soviets. Initially, there was hardly any fighting, but then gradually, even when almost 1 million Afghans died, the fighting was more intense at the end. So similarly, when the Taliban were dislodged in 2001, initially there was nothing. But gradually the resistance grew. And from people like us from 2008 onwards, I went specifically to America to tell the think tanks. I met Senator Joe Biden, I met John Kerry, a senator at the time, and I explained to them there was not going to be a military solution. And at that time, they could have had some political solution. In other words, sort of an inclusive government. But the US kept going for a military solution, which there wasn't one. So Pakistan was not responsible for this current situation. It was actually the coalition trying to find a military solution which didn't exist. And secondly, and John, we never knew what the US, what their idea of victory was in Afghanistan. I mean, if it was Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden,